Hello and welcome to round 5 of the Division 3 FRS Championship. We are now starting up our quali. We are in the Mexican GP this weekend. It's a 4.3 kilometer track, 71 laps in the real thing, but only 36 today. And I'm joined here by Instinct and by Elliot, but he is muted. Instinct, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Excited for an hopefully clean race. Just did some calculations on our Division 4 race yesterday evening, and we had like 1.5 minutes of penalties combined over all drivers. So hopefully a bit cleaner than that this time.
Yeah, Division 3 are usually quite a clean division. I hope so too, partly because I am a steward for this division, so it would be nice not to have too much stuff to do. Um, in terms of the championship, we've got both the Renaults are sort of steaming away at the front. Air Jordan is on 54 points, and closely behind is Wrecker on 49. But the other cars not too far away. Knack Track only 3 points behind Wrecker, and then there's a little bit of a gap to fourth place Stogs. All four of those have won a race each. Wrecker in a little bit more controversial circumstances, but don't take anything away from it because he has had quite a few other very good results. And we see actually both Renaults are out, and they are very close as they sort of start their warm-up lap. Any predictions for this one?
Let's see what Massimo Romeo can do. He was in Div 4 with me as well, but then got instantly promoted after the first race and had some good showings in 2 of the 3 races. So maybe he can do something. Also, Neck Track winning last race, maybe he's fueled with like extra drive this time round and can show what he did in Baku last round.
Yeah, so Knack Track, very good driver. He is out, first person out now, setting a fast lap as we kind of ride on board with him. And we'll see if there's anything he can do. Obviously, going purple in the first sector, there was never going to be anything else, was it? Invalidations around here are a bit tricky. We've seen quite a few drivers in some of the other divisions get caught out by the track limits. And as he comes into the really tight, twisty area here, it's not as easy as it might look. And it is also very easy to either cut the corner too short or run just a tad wide and have your time invalidated. We now enter the stadium section very slow. I know a lot of drivers, both in this series and in real life, don't like the stadium section for the corners, but for the crowd, I imagine it's pretty good. And then he hugs the line nice and tight and sets the first lap that we'll see Lord Volk. Only a couple of cents down from him, but I think we'll probably wait and see as Gali goes nearly 4 tenths quicker. Massey has taken provisional pole, and yes, as you were saying earlier, Massey, a very, very quick driver, arguably should have won out in Spain, but we'll look to him this race and see if there's anything else he can do. We've got a couple of yellow flags dotted around in the tight, twisty section as we now watch Hamlin, who I believe is on a fast lap. And no one so far has managed to pip Massey off that top space. And I wonder if we're seeing quite a few invalidations here. Quite a few of them seem to have come around and set a fast lap. I'd expect a little bit more of Wrecker. I don't know if he's made a mistake there,
Yeah,
or
he's
what's happened.
spun a bit spun is overdoing it, but he slided a bit through the stadium section, so he lost a bit of time there.
And just seeing there, I think a couple of the drivers that I've sort of watched on board with have cut out the stadium section in a bid to get back to the pits a little bit quicker. Do have to reiterate to anyone watching that thinks that they can take those kind of trips, that actually is not allowed. Fortunately, I'm not broadcasting my own screen, so I can't report that. But Yes, let's all try not to get ourselves involved with any of that, and anything we see on the actual broadcast will end its way to the stewards' rooms. That being said, it looks like they've all gone out, all set a banker lap or had one invalidated. And a couple of them, like Wrecker, will be wanting to go a lot quicker. We also have Air Jordan now coming round. I believe this is
Yeah, he's
to...
just starting his second lap, I guess. Well, no?
No, it doesn't look like it. So he's obviously made a couple of mistakes, come around the final corner quite slowly, and that is going to not really help him out in his bid to run away with this championship. Actually, it's very close at the top. So only 8 points separate the front three drivers, and even, down to sort of fifth place, it's only about 22 points, and that can all change in one race weekend. All it takes is to win and have someone crash out. So good racing so far, I think we've seen, and I hope it continues this weekend. We have got 3 DRS straights in Mexico, only 2 detection zones though. So the long straight and then the straight after the chicane will all be decided by that one detection zone, which can be a little bit problematic if you're trying to keep someone at bay. But if you're the overtaking car, then it is exactly what you want to see. Got a couple of people coming out now, trying to set a second time.
I think
Uh,
Yuki is the first one doing so.
and he's coming across the line now. That is to start a lap, so we can sort of watch on board and see if there's anything he's doing that maybe the other drivers have missed. Hard braking into the first corner and then just sort of make your way through the chicane. Try not to invalidate. You can cut the track quite a little bit. ERS management, I think, is going to be really important during this race. You're going to have a lot of people running out very quickly. 2 very, very long straights in this race, which will use a lot of ERS up. And then, of course, the middle section is not the hard braking that you might want in order to recharge those batteries. It's more of a fast sequence of left, right.
Yuki has invalidated.
Yeah, he has. He just took too much of that corner there, and he's still going for it, which is strange. Maybe he just wants to get back to the pits as early as possible. As we now see Hamlin also starting a flying lap. And Hamlin, I believe, is the only driver... I know we've got a couple, so that were in the Division 3 last season. And he did very well to keep second in the championship. But he'll be looking to do a little bit better than what he's doing today. So if he can start to challenge those ahead of him, I think he'll be onto a winner. But as of yet, no one seems to be able to challenge Massey there at the top. And we'll see what you can do through these very fast sequence of corners. Catch as much of the curb as he can. Just try not to invalidate. And it is very easy to lose your car there. We've seen Sebastian Vettel do it in the real life races, and we've seen a couple of drivers do it in their practice races. And Stoggs has gone fastest by almost 2/10, by over 2/10.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Hamlin looks like he's set purple in one of the sectors, so he's going to cross the line now. Only as good as 5th, 7/10 off, but it's a good place to start nonetheless.
Gali is also almost 3/10 up, coming into stadium.
And we've got Massey now coming round to start his flying lap as well. So he's just crossed the start-finish line as we watch Gali and see what he can do. And he comes round. Is he about to start or is he about to finish? He goes second. And he just about jumps Massey there. As Massey is coming through the chicanes now onto the second very long straight of this track. And we'll see when he crosses the sector split line if he's managed to do anything. He's just a bit quicker than he was last time. He comes round to the very slow section here just before the fast left and rights. We've got a car that's off the track. That's one of the Williams. I don't know if he's driven off to let other people pass there, but there's certainly yellow flags flying. Not going to compromise Massey's lap though, because he's on the other side of the track as he comes now into the stadium section. Hard braking, turn in, a bit of throttle, and then this is the part now which is incredibly slow. A little bit of lock up on the front left. If he does go faster, that's not going to help him in the race. Just round the last corner, and you're just dying to get on the power as early as possible. Stay as close to the line, and he's gone fastest by 4/10. Oh, what a
The
lap!
first driver to dip into the 13s.
Yeah, really impressive there from him. Watching on board, and there wasn't really too much else he could have gotten out of that. So now we're going to have to see if Stoggs and Gali can mount a charge on that one. We've still got Wrecker, not set a particularly fast lap. Air Jordan hasn't really set a lap at all. So he's way down, and he's going to want to come out onto the track. I don't know if
Yeah,
he's
he
gone for seconds.
tried a lap just now, but invalidated, so he went back into the pits.
Such a shame for him. But I have no doubt he'll come out and set. Maybe sometimes you just got to come out and only drive around at about like 90-95% and just get at least one good lap in. So even if he starts the race sort of mid-table, it'll be better than where he is at the moment.
Lazo, Fuki, and the Velociraptor without a time yet.
Yeah, I wonder if any of them are just planning on staying in. Maybe. And Air Jordan's left the session. So I wonder if there's more that meets the eye with that. If he's having any issues. Be definitely a shame if that's the reason why he's dropped out there.
Well, his first few laps looked kinda iffy, so maybe there was an issue with something.
We've also got Jinxie in 4th place. He, I believe, is a new addition to this Division 3.
Yeah.
So he's already set.
Constructors and Drivers' Championships have not named him so far, so I guess he's new.
Fair enough. He's sitting there in 4th place at the moment. So doing really well for Ferrari. They've had quite a few awful races, the Ferrari boys, in pretty much every division. I think they're sitting quite far down the all-time constructors table championship thing that we're doing. But hopefully these guys can maybe put an end to that. And Air Jordan has joined back in, and he will have time for one fast lap. So let's see if anyone's on a fast lap. We've got Lamb Chop, who's just invalidated.
Necktrack and Eddieman on the fast lap.
We'll see what Addyman can do. He's already on 5th.
Oh, he's just on a lap.
Oh, he's
okay,
just-
then it's just Necktrack, I think.
Oh, and Fuki's jumped up. So Fuki going 5th place. So we've got Massey sitting in 1st at the moment. He's set a 13.8. No one else managed to jump into the 13s. We've got Stoggs on a 14.2. Gali just behind, about a tenth and a half behind in 3rd. And then we've got, actually it's quite close after that. We've got Jinxie less than a tenth behind him. Well, 5 milliseconds behind him. Fuki about a tenth down. Addyman about a tenth down. Necktrack about a tenth down. Andrew Orthodox quite close. Wrecker less than a tenth down. And as we see Necktrack there, I did see him on the other lap do that. And he has kind of done it now right in front of the camera. I think someone watching that is probably going to report that. I have a sneaking suspicion, and I believe that is a 5-second penalty and a penalty point. So yeah, that's not great for him, but we'll have to factor that in for this race, basically. And we see Fuki coming round now, looking to start. Is that Fuki? Yep, looking to start another lap, I believe. But completely out of ERS, so I'm not really sure what's going on. And we've got Air Jordan now. He's coming round the final corner, and he will be starting a lap. So if we could ride on board with Air Jordan, that'd be great, because he has not set a properly fast lap. and he is the leader of the championship. So we should be expecting something maybe top 5 at least from him, using all the track there. You can cut this corner quite hard and then not that one. Run wide, but not too wide. And then it's just this long straight. You've got a bit of time to think here as you just line up the car for the next sequence of corners. Hard braking into a hard left, locks up just a tiny bit. That's going to compromise. And then he's wide for that corner there. He's got Sienna Bob a little bit
And
slowly in
deep.
front, and he's locked up
We
again, and he's run wide, but crucially hasn't invalidated as he's coming round now to that tight twisty section. This is usually where we see a lot of drivers get cut out or caught out rather. He's taken a lot of the curb. It looked like a bit of a mistake there. Maybe took a bit too much of the corner, but he again still has not invalidated. So he's coming round to the tight, uh, uh, the stadium section here, and again take a lot of the curb. We've actually seen the Velociraptor go up into second, and now Air Jordan comes around the final corner, hug the line tight. Where does he go?
14th.
Oh, it just isn't quick enough. And I wonder if he's having any issues or. And Garley's jumped up into second now. So, and Stoggs has improved as well. So Stoggs into the 13s with Massey. Garley has improved. The Velociraptor's jumped up. That's pushed Jinxie and Fuki down into 5th and 6th. And this fight between Massey, Stoggs, and Garley is really close at the top. The two Renault boys not doing as well as they maybe should be doing, but of course there's the strategy as well. So we've got 3 sets of tyres. From what I've kind of heard and seen, especially in the Division 2 race where we had a couple of drivers on hard tyres being chased down by those on softs, the hard tyres do look a little bit trash. Um, they can last for 20 something laps, but I'm not sure you really want to take them on. I think you're better off doing multiple stops onto either the soft or the mediums. Softs will last about 12 laps, mediums about 18. Of course, these guys are on used soft tyres, so looking more like 10 laps for them. But maybe starting on the mediums down in 14th place for Air Jordan might be potentially a bit of a godsend. It really depends on how this race unfolds and if there's any safety cars, anything like that.
Massey on
Neck track
another
now.
fast lap. It's already almost 2 tenths up.
Neck track coming across the line here does not improve. Massey is coming round. Is he going to make he slid himself into the pit lane, and I think he knows that he's still on pole, and I don't think he'll be too disappointed with making a mistake there when he's got pole pretty
I
much
think he actually
lined up.
tried to bail out of the lap as well, because Stocks, Garly, and Andrew all were in the pits.
Could be. He's the top 4 are all sort of out of the session now. And then we just look to the guys behind. So Andrew's not on a fast lap. Neck track is not, or is he?
It's not looking really fast to me.
No, looks like he's just kind of
And
driving around it.
invalidated as well.
Yeah. We sort of have a look down the order. Is anyone else on a fast lap?
Hamlin?
Hamlin is. He's a 10th faster than what he's done before. And that could jump him into the top 10. Whether or not he wants to be in the top 10 is another matter. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. He's half a second up though. And that would slide him in sort of 5th, 6th place. So we'll see what you can do in this tight stadium section as they come around to the last corner. And again, you just kind of want to put the power down as early as possible. Very easy to step the rear out as he crosses the line. He goes 7th. So as we look down the order, Cooney Skittles as well is one
Cooney as
that
well, but slower.
he really should be. He should be a little bit higher. So Cooney Skittles and Air Jordan 13th and 14th. Not really what they want to see. We've got the 2 Red Bull guys down in 17th and 18th as well. They are going to be wanting something a little bit better in the race.
I think
But
that's
Massey,
our grid.
yeah, so Massey on pole, Stoggs in second, Garley in third. We've got the Velociraptor, who's jumped himself up to 4th, Andrew Orthodox in 5th, Jinxie 6th, Hamlin with that flying lap right at the end, puts himself into 7th. We've got Fuki 90 in 8th, Adiman in 9th, and Naktrack in 10th. As for some of the guys a bit further down, Rekka is in 11th. We have got Cooney Skittles in 13th, Air Jordan in 14th, and they're the ones that really should be a lot higher than they are, but they will be able to start on at least fresher tyres, probably mediums, because they will have to use both the soft and the mediums in this race unless they do decide to jump to hards. But we'll see how that unfolds. Instinct, anything I've missed or any sort of predictions for the race?
I don't think we've missed interesting stuff. A lot of invalidations already in quali for a lot of drivers, so maybe some penalties to be handed out during the race. Other than that, maybe Massimo has a chance for his first win this division, which would mean we would have a fifth winner in the fifth round, which would be quite interesting. But other than that, I don't think there's much to say for now.
Yeah, Div 3 doing their best impression of the 2012 season here by having 4 different winners in the first 4 races and a very, very tight drivers' championship. And as you say, yeah, Massey is he's currently in 6th position in the championship. He's got 2 podiums, so 2 third places, but the other 2 races he did not start. So he's only down with 30 points, but he is very, very quick, and I wouldn't put it past him to win this one. You did also mention with the fact of the invalidations. We have seen in some of these races that those that keep their noses clean end up actually doing a lot better because of it. We've seen a couple of drivers jump up, but I mean, in the Division Two race, I think everyone had a penalty.
I think in the 4 race yesterday evening, only one driver did not have a penalty. And I gained about 3 positions at the end due to people having penalties. So if you keep it clean, then you can profit from others' mistakes.
Yeah, especially if you can avoid a penalty altogether, because you might end up being the only person on track to do so. So Massey has led the pack away, weaving side to side, kicks up a little bit of grass there. Um, but it's just a case of getting those tyres nice and warm, leading them around, and same with the brakes as well. So let's have a look at some of the
Tires.
tyres
Yeah.
that these guys are starting on, if I can load up the details on my
Top
end.
10 softs, obviously. Wrecker in 11th with mediums. Lord Volk on softs. Then from P13 to 18, all on mediums, and Ferron on softs from the back of the grid.
Yeah, so Ferron obviously hoping maybe that he can jump all these guys on mediums and get himself up sort of towards the top end of this race. Um, but I suppose for new mediums, it's maybe a bit of a no-brainer. So only 2 drivers have elected to start on the soft tyres as Massey slows them all down as he comes around the final couple of corners to start this race. And there's a very long straight, and they do start a little bit further back on this one, so they will have a very long run down to the first corner. Gives the guys who are a little bit further behind a very good chance of using that slipstream actually to jump some of the guys ahead. So if you start in sort of P3, P4, maybe it's even better than starting on pole as they line up now. Final cars coming to the end of the start finish line, and they're in their pit boxes now as we look towards the lights. So the lights are coming on and the lights are off, and away we go. And Massey's got a very good start actually. He's jumped himself with a good clean gap to second place as Stoggs is under quite a lot of pressure here.
Oh,
We've got the
4 wide
Velociraptor
somewhere.
really going for it around the outside. Is he going to get pushed wide? Maybe going to make that position there, and the Velociraptor does. So he jumps a couple of them at the start, and so does Jinxie. So Jinxie's up into 3rd, Stoggs dropped down to 4th, and Gali dropped all the way down to 7th. That's a really bad start for him. We've got Naktrack behind. And oh, that's a little bit of a shame for Stoggs. Massey, though, has made one hell of a gap there at the front. He's already 1.5 seconds ahead as the Velociraptor puts the power down a little bit early, spins up his tyres, but he's going to keep that one. Jinxie, though, great start from him. So
Oh,
Ferrari's
side
one
by
and
side
three.
through the S's in the back. Ooh. Already the
Yes.
first penalties being handed out.
Oh, and then Jinxie spun round. Oh, and the Velociraptor tried to overtake. I'm not sure if he was off the track or what's happened there, but there's nothing Jinxie can do at the moment. He's stopped on track. He's just got to wait for these gaggle of cars to go past him before he can reverse and get himself back up to speed. And it's looking actually really, really good for Massey. Not only is he first, not only has he got a 2.3 second gap, but also the Velociraptor behind him has got a 3 second penalty already. So he's got no challenge at the moment. He locks up a little bit though, maybe under pressure to start setting in some very fast laps. And we've got so timer screens on my end are a little bit
Yeah,
out of order, and they are on the
this
mainstream as well.
will be back in lap 4, I think, or lap 3. Next lap should be fine. But other than the spin from Jinxie, we had a clean lap 1. No big crashes or spins. I think all front wings are still intact.
Yeah, it's looking quite good for most of them. So we've got the Velociraptor in second, bit of a gap, and then Stoggs within a second of him, Nattrack and Hamlin and Lord Volk also sort of within a second of each other. So the DRS train is going to be strong. Then we've got Andrew Orthodox, who's allowed a little bit of a gap in front of him. And then we see there Fuki, Adiman, um, and here comes, is that Fuki now looking to make a move on Andrew Orthodox in front? But he's left himself open to Adiman behind. So as they start now, they will have DRS. Can't quite see if they've got DRS now.
No, not yet. It will be enabled for the back straight.
But they are all sort of line astern. So when they do get DRS, we're going to see probably quite a few overtakes going on. As we see Lamchop uh, right up behind Reckon, and the two Renaults and Cooney Skittles as well, not making the kind of inroads I was kind of expecting of them. So maybe a little bit disappointing for them. They are out in front of the championship. Maybe it's just a track that they're not too familiar with. It is a new one for a lot of drivers. I think quite a lot of people wouldn't have put the kind of time into this track that they have maybe your Austrias and your Silverstones. And we're seeing already Andrew Orthodox picking up a 3 second penalty.
And Chop
Lamb
as
Chop's
well.
just picked up one as it goes diving. Oh, and Fuki really adamant there to get past Andrew Orthodox, but there's nothing he can do at the moment. They will come round now and they will get DRS. So Andrew Orthodox kind of leads them. Fuki's had a bit of a bad exit there and he's really backed himself up into Adiman. There's Gali down in 10th. Really bad start for him, but he's going to look to make some positions up as they come down. And Fuki looking for the overtake on Adiman. He's got it so far on Andrew Orthodox side.
Oh, what
And
happened
there's
to Nectrack?
nothing. Oh, and Nattrack's out.
Did he miss his braking spot? I think he just went way too deep into turn 1, and we have a safety car.
Oh, I didn't see what happened with him, but we have got a safety car, and so what do we do now? Instinct. What would you do in this situation?
I would maybe pick up the mediums now and do another stint on the mediums later on. I think the usual strategy would be soft, medium, soft for the soft runners. So maybe they can just switch out the second soft stint for another medium stint. That's also what the game thinks you should do.
Fair enough. We've just seen Cooney Skittles has picked up a 5 second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I think what that means is he sped under safety car conditions. So bit of a shame for him, but he does have the opportunity to jump into the pits, clear his 5 second penalty as well. Maybe actually, I'm not sure if you can do that under safety car, but we'll certainly see.
I don't think it's possible in the lap you get the penalty. I'm not sure, but maybe you will be able to.
Well, see if he comes into pits now. He does
Yeah,
not. So,
almost all the soft runners going into the pits.
yes, all the medium runners seem to have stayed out, and that's actually really helped Wrecker. So he is out in third place at the moment. His tyres are only 4 laps older than some of the cars behind, but he is ahead of the likes of Massey, the Velociraptor, his own teammate, and a couple others. I think maybe Adiman and Gali might have missed a trick. I think they were a little bit desperate to keep track position, and I think they might lose out quite a fair amount because of it. But we'll
I don't know,
see.
was Eddieman behind Andrew when the safety car came out? So maybe he couldn't
Yes,
box due to his teammate being already in the pits.
that is true. That is true.
Let's hope the restart is clean, because last time round in Baku, Eddieman didn't do a great job restarting under safety car. So hopefully he can learn from his mistakes last round and do it cleanly this time.
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of incidents over the last couple of weeks of drivers misbehaving, let's say, under the safety car conditions and under VSC conditions. Let's hope it doesn't happen today because it really is silly and it is, just kind of keep a gap to the car ahead, uh, try not to make contact kind of thing. Shouldn't be too difficult for some of these guys. They're already 4 races deep into a championship. Um, and I hope these guys put maybe some of the other divisions to shame with a bit more tidiness. We see,
Eddieman
I mean,
diving into the pits now.
oh, he has gone into the pits. And that's a bit of a strange one then. So
Yeah,
he's
I
going to be
think he
dead
needed to box.
last.
Does he have wing damage as well?
Nope.
No, it's just tire. Onto
So we'll
fresh
come out.
softs. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's a bit of a curious one. So we'll see how that affects him in the race. He will be faster than pretty much everyone else in front of him because
Ferron,
of
the
the.
only driver on hard tires. Maybe
Yeah,
he can go to the end here.
well, we kind of saw in the Division 2 race that actually putting on the hard tires isn't as good as even doing like a two stop on the soft. So, 2 soft stints is probably faster than 1 hard stint. Um, if you can kind of make them last. I think he's going to struggle with those, and especially the fast, tricky section in the middle. It's going to be a bit difficult with the hard tires, and that last corner as well. You're going to find yourself a sitting duck to those behind. Although that being said, there's not too many cars behind Ferron. So we've got Addy Man, who is on a much quicker tyre, should get past him quickly, and Jinxie, who we've seen what his kind of pace is. Obviously had a bit of a tangle, and the safety car is in this lap. So we look towards Gali at the front. Can he lead them away nice and safely, nice and successfully?
He needs to build a gap now on these soft tires.
Yeah, he's just got to go for it, really. I mean, they're 5 lap old already. He's got Rekka behind, um, and Cooney Skiddle. So Rekka and Cooney actually really found a trick here by starting on those medium tyres. They are now in very good position. And here's Gali. He's hesitating to put the power down, but he has now. Rekka stayed very nice and close to him. He's going to have a very good run coming up into the first corner. Obviously, no DRS, so he won't get that kind of advantage. But here comes Rekka. He's going to try and go round the outside. They are side by side as they come down into the hard braking zone. Who dares brakes latest? And it is Gali, and he's kept the position for now, but Rekka's all over him, absolutely hounding him through the chicanes.
Massimo went past Cooney.
And Massimo, yeah, as he said, on the slightly fresher tyres, is making ground. And Rekka, oh, he's so close, but there's just not enough straight here. And Gali on those softer tyres, which should still be faster, even after 6 laps. And he's just
Oh,
about
Wrecker
held on
with a
to that one.
lockup.
So not much more to commentate on now, as Gali actually pulling a bit of a gap now. So Rekka through this tight section has got Massey breathing right down his neck. It's not really anything Massey can do for now. He might be able to force a lunge if he is close enough, but I don't think he is. So they just come round into the stadium section, and Massey will just be looking to get the absolute best exit out of the final corner as they come really slowly around these couple of corners here, and they're just absolutely waiting to put the power down. And Massey is so close to him now; he can
Yeah.
smell him, and he's going to get the slipstream. He's going to pull out, and very early he pulls out. Wrecker deciding not to defend this one. He will get a bit of slipstream now, so he can maybe try and force a move back. Is Wrecker going to try and dive up? No, he isn't. He's going to let Massey take that position.
Maybe also considering that they are on different strategies,
I mean,
he will
they're
just do the smart move, maybe.
they are both on the medium tyres. So if there is another sort of safety car, they will essentially end up on the same strategy again. But yeah, Massey just maybe a little bit quicker the driver, and he's on those slightly fresher tyres as well. So maybe Wrecker deciding it's not really worth his time, as we see a couple of guys getting side by side. That is the Alpha Tauri of um, who is that actually? That's Stoggs overtaking Lord Volk. And Cooney Skills has picked up 3 seconds for his trouble as well, and that's not going to help him. That is going to add on to his penalty tally, which is sitting at 8 seconds at the moment. Not brilliant for him. Quite a few drivers, though, at the moment seem to have kept their noses out of trouble.
Yeah, it's been quite clean so far.
And here we see the Velociraptor right up close to Wrecker. He's going to go for it as well. He's on those slightly fresher medium tyres. And again, Wrecker, I think he's just sort of damage limitation at this point in the race. Says, yeah, you know what, if you are faster, go for it. And I'll just sort of sit in your DRS train. And Massey's caught all the way back up to Gali now. So they're making a bit of a gap
Yeah,
there.
his softs are falling off now.
I wonder if they are, because Gali has pulled a bit of a gap to third place. It's just that Massey seems to be so quick and he's hot on his tail. And we've got a couple of them all sort of line astern. So the guys who stayed out on their medium tyres are Wrecker from fourth place down to Lazzo or Lazo in 10th. And they all seem to have jumped up quite a bit. We've got a couple of guys like Adiman, Andrew Orthodox, who started on soft tyres, Hamlin as well, Jinxie and Stoggs, who have lost out a lot because of that safety car. And so I think maybe actually, given the Constantino effect, I think Gali maybe has made the smart decision by staying out on soft tyres. And Massey just not close enough. So maybe it stands to reason actually, because they've just come out of the couple of slow corners, which are not very much aero dependent. They're more sort of that mechanical grip, and Gali has pulled a bit of a gap to Massey, and it's through these corners now that Massey is catching back up to him. And he just again doesn't seem to be quite close enough. And Stoggs is oh no, that's Lazo going for a move around the outside of the Red Bull, and he has made that position. He has got a 3-second penalty though, so he will have to pull a bit of a gap, and it's all sort of right behind him. Is all kicking off. We've seen one of the racing points trying to make a move, and we've got Hamlin behind. He's looking to gain up positions. Hamlin has picked up a 3-second penalty, but there are no more moves there. So, at order at the moment, we've got Gali in first place. We've got Massey right behind in second as they come now to the stadium section. And we'll see when Gali's tyres fall off, because it'll be these couple of corners that he'll lose so much time to Massey. But you can kind of see he's actually pulling a bit of a gap to him when they come around the final corner. And Gali 4/10, but that gap is now coming down. Massey will have DRS, and I think this one is all but done. Gali's going to go defensive. Massey going to have to go all the way around the outside, but I think he's got the move done even before the braking zone.
The
Can
straight
Gali
is
brake a bit
all around
later?
now.
No, he can't. So
Not
so Massey takes
close.
that position.
Sienna Bob went past Lamb Chop into turn one.
Yeah, and a little bit of chaos going on in the sort of 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th kind of area, and Sienna Bob has made a couple of moves. He's ahead of Lamb Chop. Lamb Chop kind of trying to fight it back. Oh, locks up, nearly hits him.
Wrecker's gone round.
And Wrecker in 8th place. Oh, he's on the grass. Oh, he's made a huge mistake there, and a lot of drivers have gone straight through him. Cooney Skittles looking to make a move on Lamb Chop there, slightly ahead, but Sienna Bob promoted up into 5th place. So very disappointing qualifying for him, but he seems to have made it up now, and he's most importantly not picked up any time penalties. And Rekka has picked up a penalty, and Jinxie has left the session, so I don't know if that's connection
Connection
issues.
maybe.
His AI is still driving around, is about to be overtaken by Stoggs there.
Gali is diving into the pits now.
And Gali into the pit. So we'll see where he comes out now. So the guys he's racing are the guys like Addy Man, Fuki, and what's he going to put on then? He's putting on medium tyres.
Yeah,
We
smart
see Addy
decision.
Man making a move on Iron there. And he's made that one before. Yeah, unfortunately, that is the characteristic of this track. The really long straight means that a lot of the moves are made even before they get anywhere near the braking zone. So we don't see too many late braking opportunities, which is a bit of a shame for the racing. We've got a Force Indio spun. Is that
I
Addy
think it's
Man
Andrew.
Andrew Orthodox, and he is facing the wrong way there. So Gali comes out in 14th place. Not exactly where he wants to be, but he's got no penalties. He's got fresh medium tyres. They won't be able to go to the end, I don't think. I think he'll still be sort of 6 laps shy of the end of the race, but he's got the opportunity to put on some soft tyres for that last stint. So we'll have to watch out for him, see what he can do. Sienna Bob under a bit of pressure here from Lamb Chop behind, but he seems to have pulled a gap in the last couple of corners, so he is keeping on to that 4th place. Last time I said something, he had no penalties. Now he's got 3 seconds, so a bit of a shame for him, but the cars around have got a lot more penalties. And actually, I'm looking at Lamb Chop now, and he's got 11 seconds. So yeah, unfortunately for him, it's not going to be too much of a bother for those around him, and might not end up in the top 10 because of a couple of mistakes he's made. Still a long race to go. We're not even at half distance, so time for redemption, I think, for him.
Another penalty for the Velociraptor.
Yeah, we've got a very tight battle here for 10th. So we've got Lazo in 10th. Stoggs, his teammate, right behind him. Wonder if we're going to see any team orders here. Stoggs looking like he's a bit more racy, a little bit quicker.
He's on the
And
faster tires, or the fresher tires, let's say.
And he has. It looks like he's let his teammate past. Hamlin's going to try and take advantage of that now, but Lazo, yeah, doing really well there. Lets his teammate past, but manages to stop Hamlin from getting past him as well. And that also means that Lazo will have DRS as they come around now. So even though Hamlin is right behind him, Lazo will also have DRS. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough though, as we see Hamlin going past. Lazo tucking back into the slipstream. Will have DRS in this next section though, so if he can stay nice and close, he can potentially re-jump Hamlin. So we'll see what happens because of it. He just doesn't get too good of an exit, and Hamlin is miles away from him already. Massey making a 4-second gap there at the front, and all the guys behind him have got at least 5 seconds of penalties. As yeah, Sienna Bob's picked up another 3-second penalty, and that's compounded his position a little bit. The guys in front also have, Air Johnson's got 5 seconds of penalty. The Velociraptor with 6 seconds, so he's still sort of fighting them for position.
So I think there were some collisions under safety car, so maybe the stewards will have to do a job and remove some of them, or let's see. I guess the results will change after the race.
Well, from the looks of Massey's pace up front, it looks like he might just about run away with this one, because he is doing an incredible job. He's pulled 5 seconds to the car behind. He's got no penalties. He's kept his nose clean out of trouble. and he looks like he's going to be the 5th driver in 5 races here in Division 3.
Only one warning for him so far.
We see Andrew making his way back up the field as he makes a move on Ferron there. Goes to the inside, locks up a little bit, but Ferron is he's just on the wrong tyres, quite frankly. And he will need to pit again as well. So it's not even that he can stay on these tyres and he doesn't need to pit. He will need to go back into the pits to put on at least soft tyres to finish off this race. He's probably not going to have too much of a fun time, as you can sort of see how wide he's driving around. But we look a little bit closer to the front, and Adiman closing up now to the Velociraptor in front. Not got any penalties as Adiman, and he will be able to jump at least
Sienna
3
got
cars in front.
another penalty. It's all falling downhill now.
Yeah, in such a short space of time, he's picked up quite a hefty fine there.
Maybe
So
did we miss Air Jordan going past Sienna Bob? Or was it like this the whole
I
time?
think Air Jordan's been in second place for a while. The Velociraptor looking to make a move on Sienna Bob. There he goes up the inside, cuts that a little bit fine. Oh, when they make contact, and I think Sienna Bob just didn't want to give away that position. But that's going to mean that Addy Man is now going to try and overtake and move around the outside. He's got the soft tyres on. He will have the tyre advantage, and he's made the move again before before they even get to the braking zone. So Sienna Bob uh, gains a position, drops down a position, um, and the Velociraptor, I suppose, a big loser out of that one there. And Adiman is making inroads now. So Fuki starting to close up now to the back of the Velociraptor. We've got Wrecker quite a margin behind.
The timing tower is broken once
Yeah, I'm not
again.
seeing any gaps at the moment, so it's quite difficult to know exactly exactly what we're looking for. Sienna Bob staying nice and close to Addy Man in front though. So Addy Man now on 9-lap-old soft tyres. I was about to say they're going to start to wear off, but he has dived straight into the pits. So Sienna Bob promoted back up to second place.
Air Jordan as well on the mediums. Serving his penalty and going onto the softs. He should be able to do another soft stop afterwards.
Yes, so
A lot of drivers into the pits at the moment.
we've now got so after all of that, basically, that's meant that Massey's lead is now 14 seconds. So if we'd see a virtual safety car or a full safety car, he could theoretically come into the pits and still stay out in first place. He's almost lapping his teammate as Jinxie's not having the greatest of time back in last place on track. I'm not sure if he is back in the car, if it is his AI that is driving, but from the position he started in, he's going to be a little bit disappointed with how it's turned out for him. You see Addy Man and Lamb Chop now fighting. Addy Man has put on hard tyres, so he's obviously looking to go to the end of the race. I think you could probably at this point do it
Oh,
on mediums.
Sienna
Oh,
got another penalty.
such a shame for him. And that's
It's up
another
to
5 seconds, so
14
he's
seconds now.
up to 14 seconds now. So it's about this kind of time that we start to look maybe towards who would be our driver of the day, as we see Sienna Bob coming out, sort of in the fight with Lamchock and Addy Man. He's stayed ahead of Addy Man. He is on soft tyres, which again is a little bit curious. I don't know if he's used how many sets he's used at the moment, and Addy Man gets sort of squeezed out there. We've got the Renault looking to make a move, but decides against it. And yeah, so Sienna Bob out on soft tyres, Addy Man on hards, Air Jordan on soft tyres. So we're going to see a couple of overtakes here regarding the pace difference. But those soft runners, will they be able to last to the end? What do you think, Instinct?
Well, if they pit it now, no. Oh, no way they can. I think
Yeah,
they
but
will. They will pit again around like lap maybe 29, 28.
Oh,
For
and Addy Man went for a move on Lamb Chop, and so did Air Jordan, and they've all kind of collided, and it's a bit of a mess here as they kind of getting their elbows out, pushing each other around, and Air Jordan has come out in front, but I'm not sure, has he got wing damage there? I think, no, I think it's
Lamb
just the
Chop
fact that,
boxed. Maybe he picked up some damage.
yeah, so Lamb Chop certainly wasn't having a great time, and we see one of the McLarens, or the only McLaren in Lord Volk, making a move there, and Addy Man, yeah, he's fighting now with Air Jordan, who's going to get round. Air Jordan cuts the course to try and avoid contact, and he's picked up a 3-second penalty because of it. And as they come down to the straight, Addy Man has got the benefit of DRS, so he will be able to outdrag him. And Air Jordan's not going to let this one go, and they're going to make contact. And oh, it's a bit of argy-bargy there. And Air Jordan coming all the way around the outside is just about going to keep the position, I think. But it certainly wasn't clean, and this is helping Wrecker behind. So Wrecker closing up now.
Side
And
by
Addy
side
Man
DBS
really
now.
really fighting it back, and they're making contacts and even more contacts. Luckily, it's all sort of side to side, and Air Jordan just kind of gets his elbows out and pushes Addy Man off the track.
And
This is going to
Wrecker's
help
still
Wrecker, though.
faster.
Wrecker
It's
going
a
all the way
four-way
around the
fight right
outside.
now. With Fuki on the back as well.
And we're not sure really what's going on, but the two Renaults have come out of it in 8th and 9th place. We've got Addy Man just behind in 10th, and Fuki looking to make some positions up. So, Air Jordan and Wrecker now ahead of these two, and they have got the soft tyres, so they will start to pull away, but they will have to pit again, and Addy Man presumably will not. Massey out in front, just keeping that gap extending lap by lap, second by second. He's now got 16 and a half seconds on the Velociraptor behind, uh, and these guys will all have to pit again. And Massey does come into the pits. So Massey into the pits. We'll have to see what happens behind him then. So the Velociraptor coming through the stadium section now. We'll see if he pits as well. And Massey's coming out now. So the Velociraptor will inherit the lead of the race. Stoggs is into the pits, and Garley is coming down the straight now, and he will meet up with Massey, and we'll see who will take the sort of lead of this one. And Massey does come out a fair bit ahead of Garley. And Air Jordan going for a move now on his on the McLaren, and he does get past. So Massey into second place, or down into second place now. Will not have to pit again. Whereas all the guys around him will have to, I think.
Maybe Gali will be able to go to the end.
I think that'd be a bit of a stretch. So we've got 15 laps left, and that would put him on 23 lap old mediums. I'm not sure if that's possible, but we'll see. Certainly a last scrap with him on soft tires. So we'll see if how that all shakes out. And this race just won't stop producing drama here. As we've got Iron in quite a gaggle as Cooney Skittles looking to try and get past Ferron in front, and Ferron's on those hard tires. He's just not got the grip really to hold on through those tight, twisty sections. Not a place where you usually see overtaking, but Cooney Skittles has made it work. And
Hamlin and the Velociraptor into the pits for the final time, both onto the mediums.
he comes out, and Stoggs is going to go around the outside. And yeah, Stoggs very close actually. They went into the pits, and they've come out almost exactly well right next to each other. But they are in very good position. So Air Jordan will have to pit again, and so will Sienna Bob, both on soft tyres. Sienna Bob with the fastest lap at the moment. So if he can stay in the top 10, he could pick himself up an extra point there. Um, but yeah, Stoggs and the Velociraptor looking to maybe take the last podium position. Only 4 drivers here without any penalties, and Cooney Skittles picks up another one for his troubles. So, how do we feel about sort of drivers of the day?
Let me look. Sienna Bob at the moment has the most positions gained with 15, but he also has the most penalties. I guess, and still has to pit again, so he will drop down quite a bit. Um,
We've got Air Jordan, who's made
yeah, Jordan in
quite a jump
fourth.
as well,
Yeah,
so he's 10 positions up. But again, he
but
will have to pit again.
yeah, I'm actually thinking about Massimo, even though it's quite boring as an answer. But
And
he's
Stoggs is going for a move on the Velociraptor. He's gone all the way around the outside.
a
The
bit of
Velociraptor
contact.
kind of shuts the door on him. No one's picked up any front wing damage, which is good. We've got Wrecker behind looking to pounce as well. So Stoggs unable to make a move on the Velociraptor. They are both on more or less the same tyres. They're both on fairly fresh or incredibly fresh medium tyres. Nothing to do at the moment here unless Stoggs can really keep nice and close to him. In terms of the penalties, Stoggs has only got a 3-second penalty, which is a lot better than some of the cars in front of him. So that really would help him out. He's not really under pressure from anyone behind either, as the only other 3-second penalty is Ian behind. Everyone else has got at least 6, it looks like. And Stoggs, yeah, I think he wants to get past the Velociraptor and try and make his way to fight the guys in the front. We'll have to see what happens with Gali. So, is Gali going to pit again? Is he going to manage to stretch these tyres out? We have no idea. Stocks goes up the inside. Oh, and he's been spun around and he's been crashed into. Oh, and it's bad for Stoggs, but I think it might be worse for Air Jordan as he taps into him and sorry, not Air Jordan, Wrecker taps into him and gets some front wing damage. You can see the front right end plate on Wrecker's car is now missing.
Yeah, and I assume he has to box. 12 laps are too far with this wing.
Yeah, it's not going to be great. He does have to slap on another set of tyres. So if he comes into pits now, assuming he's used the medium tyres, which I think he has, he can just put on a new set of softs and go all the way to the end. So it
I
might
don't
not be.
think he has another fresh set, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so it might have to be the hard tyres for him. And we just see just constantly 3-second time penalty uh, at the bottom of your screen there. And yeah, Stoggs has lost quite a gap now to the cars ahead. He's really going to have to get cracking. And
Oh,
there's Wrecker into the pits.
and speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah,
Insult
it
to
is.
injury.
It really is, isn't it? It's you've lost a bit of front wing. You kind of know where to brake for the pit lane, and because of the sort of lack of front wing, yeah, the brakes just aren't as good as you're expecting them to be.
Back onto soft though.
Oh, so he is back onto softs. So we'll have to see if those will hold to the end of the race. He's being jumped by just about everyone now. Here comes Lord Volk, not quite going to overtake him. But this gives Air Jordan some breathing space, basically, to the cars behind. So yeah, so Air Jordan does need to pit again, but has been quite good all over this race, and he will be able to go back onto soft tyres. Um, So he will be able to last maybe another 2-3 laps on his current set and then jump onto even a used set will do for the rest of the race. Does come around again, does not pit as Fuki is challenging um, Man in front of him.
Massimo's gap now back up to 8 seconds. He's
Yeah,
having quite a clean race. Really no contest from other guys. Showing his pace in quali and in race.
yeah. I mean, you were saying earlier that he would be your pick for driver of the day, and yeah, it is a bit boring to pick the winner, especially when they win so dominantly. But it kind of has to be said, he's kept his nose clean, which is more than basically anyone else except for Gali and his teammate can say. Um, and he's just been incredibly quick round here. I mean, he is really. I wonder if he might just be too fast for some of these guys, potentially in the wrong division. But he will at least pick up a win, and that will make it five out of five different five different race winners out of five different races.
Gali into the pits for his final stops.
And
Sienna
so
Bob
is
as
Sienna
well.
Bob and Air Jordan as well. Air Jordan with a bit of lock up there, but does keep it under the limit, so will not pick up a penalty. He is going to come out onto a new set of soft tyres. Yeah, thought he might. Sienna Bob, I think he might have served a penalty there as well because he's down to
Yeah,
9 seconds of penalties. And he is on soft tyres as well, so he will have a quite a quick stint towards the end. As we see Fuki very close to Addy Man there, not quite close enough to make a move, and Stoggs. Oh, such a shame for him because he's now picked up another 3 second penalty. But if he can stay within 3 seconds of the Velociraptor, he will finish ahead. He is 3.1 seconds behind at the moment. So if he just closes up about 4 tenths, he will end this race in second place.
I think only Lamb Chop and Aryan still have to pit. Maybe Lamb Chop can stretch these soft tires, but that would be a massive stretch, so I assume they will both box, and then we can see what the grid looks like for the final stint.
Oh, we did also mention Gali then. So Gali is he's only 4.5 seconds behind Stoggs.
No
Stoggs has got
penalty.
a 6 second penalty. So actually, Gali looks like he's in the window now for second place at the moment. If he can keep it nice and clean, and he should do, being on those soft tyres, he should actually be closing that gap up, if anything. So I think Gali's pretty much confirmed for second place.
Yeah,
Um,
no, for third place. I think the Velociraptor is still 22 seconds away from him.
no, so Stoggs is 3.5 behind the Velociraptor, and Gali's 4 behind Stoggs. So Garley
Uh,
only 7.5 behind the
my bad.
Velociraptor, and the Velociraptor has got 9 seconds of penalty. So Garley should get second in this race, which I think
Yeah,
he
that's true.
probably deserves. He's done a nice tidy race, and I think he's done a lot more than uh, some of the other drivers in keeping it nice and clean.
So his gamble with the safety car and staying out on the softs worked out in the end.
Yeah, I think the Concertina effect really helped him out in that regard, um, because the guys that stopped, although they were on sort of faster tires and didn't need to stop again, um, just because of the field spread, they were sort of pushed down quite far. We see a couple of drivers here now. So Ed Jordan looking to make it up those positions. He is now right up the gearbox of Hamlin here. As they come around the last corner, he will be able to put on the power or put the power down a lot earlier, and you can see how close he is already. Will get the DRS. Oh, he'll
He's
almost make the
almost
move
out of
before,
ERS though.
and
His
there it
light
is,
is
DRS
flashing.
open.
Completely out of ERS, Air Jordan.
Well, he won't need it because he's got DRS at the moment, and he will get DRS once again as they come around this chicane. And he comes round. So only one detection point there. So you will see his flap open again there, and yeah, it's a bit hard for someone like Hamlin to see the car ahead get sort of double DRS. No chance to mount a fight back there.
Wrecker with the fastest lap at the moment.
Yeah, so I expect Jordan probably to match that maybe this lap. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Fastest lap, yeah, 1:16.2 from Wrecker, but Air Jordan's certainly going for it. And he's now making the inroads. He'll catch up to Sienna Bob, I don't think Sienna Bob will fight him too hard just because of the penalty situation. And then he's got Fuki and Adiman in front who also have quite a lot of penalties that he should be able to jump. So grabbing up fifth place. And he has set the fastest lap.
As you said it, yep.
The two Renault boys certainly got the pace, and they've shown that with their fast laps at the end. But is it a case of too little, too late for them?
I mean, Rekka's race was quite eventful. He had that one spin. I don't know, was there a second one? I'm not quite sure.
He's made his way past Lazo. Lazo trying to fight it back, but nothing he can do right here. Oh no, sorry, coming up to DRS, he will get a little bit of slipstream, but yeah, not quite close enough to do anything about that one. So Stoggs has, since we last spoke, he's closed up about a second to the Velociraptor. So he's now in prime position to pick up what will effectively be third place. Gali still, mounting a charge on both of them, and certainly well within the time penalty slot. So it will pick up second place from this, but Stoggs is still on for that last podium position, as the other guys behind, I think, just too far away from him. But Air Jordan, look at him now. Look at the pace that he's got. And he's
And
closing
all
right
the
up to Sienna Bob.
guys in front, 14-second penalties on Eddieman, 9 on Fuki, 15 on Sienna Bob, and he only has 3, so he might actually end up P5.
Yeah, I don't think, to be honest, he really needs to do anything too much. He just needs to keep his nose clean, really. So he's gonna see the cars in front. The racer beside him is gonna want to absolutely go for it and send a couple of moves. But the smart man inside will want to just keep his nose clean, basically, as we see. They're more getting sort of side by side, and they're all fighting for position. And Air Jordan looks like he's going to go all the way around the outside of Fuki, but again, I think he just knows, keep your nose clean, don't get tangled up, and let the penalties sort themselves out. Oh, he's going to go for it.
In the SSO,
Oh, that was absolutely brilliant from him.
but a clean move.
Whew.
Well done.
Well, he has got the pace advantage. He was on soft tyres, Fuki on those hard tyres. But yeah, you need a big old set of cojones, as they say here in Mexico, to make a move like that stick.
I think that
Now he's
was
on the charge
the
for Addy
most
Man.
exciting overtake we've seen so far.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of overtakes, but unfortunately, a lot of them have been on this straight here, and most of them have taken place not in the braking zone, which is kind of where you want the overtake to take place, but they've happened just way before that. As we see again, Air Jordan, not really much Addy Man can do. The move is done way before they even get to the corner, and off goes Air Jordan on the hunt down for Sienna Bob.
Maybe we have to reconsider my vote for driver of the day then.
Yeah, so Air Jordan's made up a couple of positions.
8 positions already. We'll gain the one from Sienna Bob as well.
And he started where? Yes, he started quite far back. It looks like he'll finish fifth place, so have made 9 positions. Sienna Bob on track has made 13 positions, so a really good race from him. Unfortunately, those time penalties will see him sent quite far downstream. He will stay ahead of Adiman. He will stay ahead of Rekka. Um, I don't think he'll stay ahead of Fuki or Hamlin, maybe not even Lazo. So we come to the final 3 laps now. Massey, if he really wanted to, could probably pit for soft tyres and still end up winning this race. In fact, he definitely could, because the Velociraptor's got 12 seconds of penalties and Stoggs has got 6 seconds. And he'd make himself out in front of Gali. So he could actually pit and still maybe pick up fastest lap, but I suppose it's probably not worth the risk for him, just in case. And Air Jordan does finally get past Sienna Bob now, up into 5th place, which is where he will end up. I think just too far behind the guys in front now. As we see, the Velociraptor's got 9.
Did he go off or did he DNF in the pit lane?
Oh, Cooney Skittles is out. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Where is he? He is. Oh, So
I think, yeah, in the stadium section.
yeah, so he is in the stadium section. So I don't know if he's crashed there. I didn't quite see it myself. I was trying to find the onboard there, but just wasn't working. Well, we'll have to see for the post-race drama. Adiman right up close to Fuki now. These two have been racing for quite a while, both on hard tyres. Fuki going very wide, does a little bit of Bottas and into the wall, but does manage to get away with it as Adiman's going for the move up the inside. And again, here comes the move way before the corner. And I think,
Hamlin is profiting from this,
yeah, so
getting
Hamlin is closing
close
up.
on the fresher tires and the faster tires.
And Stogg's now actually quite close to the Velociraptor ahead, so he's certainly putting in the laps. Velociraptor now with 6 seconds more penalties than Stoggs and 12 seconds more than Garly. So his position is more or less out of it. But Air Jordan, if Air Jordan can really put the pace on now, he could actually manage to jump the Velociraptor into fourth place as well. And especially if the Velociraptor picks up any more penalties, it certainly could be on for him. So Air Jordan, what is he, 9?
He's almost
Uh,
13, 14 seconds behind.
yes, I think he's 13 seconds behind the Velociraptor, and the Velociraptor's got 12 seconds of penalties. So, yeah,
He
if he picks
Air
up
Jordan
more,
has 3 as well, so we have to consider that.
if the Velociraptor picks up another penalty, then Air Jordan certainly could jump in. We've got another yellow flag. We've got one of the Renaults. That's Wrecker. Is he out? He's sitting in the pit lane.
He's doing donuts right now.
Oh, he is doing donuts. A little bit strange there, but he is back up to speed. So I think it's spun around, sort of ended up in the pit lane, but just before the part where the AI takes control. So he has got himself back round out of the points now, and with the amount of penalties that he's got,
It's a race
um,
to forget for him, yeah.
yeah, I think so. For
And
second in
his
the championship, oh,
points are completely dead now.
oh, he's made a mistake and he's jumped over the grass. He's picked up himself 5 seconds of penalties, so he might even get disqualified from this one. You never know. But definitely a race to forget, and he'll want to bounce back for round 6 in Bahrain, which will be next Sunday, or next Saturday for Div 2, or next Friday for Div 1. So we hope we see you there for those races.
Massimo on his final lap now.
Yeah, he's barely put a foot wrong, and we still see Fuki, Adiman, and Hamlin all going at it, absolutely line astern. So as they come round again, Hamlin's got far less penalties than Fuki, who's got far less penalties than Adiman. So it'll end with Hamlin in front of these guys, but he's certainly going to try and make it happen on track, as they both got DRS, and Hamlin's just going to try and dive his nose up the inside. It looks like he's made the corner. Nothing Fuki can do. And Hamlin's going to be chasing down Adiman now, actually, because he's got the slightly softer tyres. There will
Massimo
be a
in
little
the
bit more
final
grip, and he's got the
corner now.
DRS.
Wrecker DNF'd in the stadium section.
Oh, and as we
And our race winner, Massimo.
oh, and Massi's come across the line already. So absolutely fantastic race from Massimo. Led pretty much from start to finish. I don't think he was on pole position. Oh no, was he on
He
pole
was
position?
on
He was on
pole.
pole position. Yeah, he's led pretty much every lap. Absolutely dominant from him. 22 seconds, which turns into 34 seconds. Uh,
Stop picks up
and
P2.
we'll wait for
What
Garly to come across the
Gali
line.
picks P2. What can Air Jordan do?
And Air Jordan absolutely going for it. I didn't see exactly how many penalties the Velociraptor has, but he will finish behind him. So Air Jordan picks up fifth. Really good race from him, actually, um, to make up the positions he had. Hamlin manages to pick up sixth place. We see Adiman pick up a 5-second penalty for, well, he must have had that pretty much the whole race then, because he hasn't served it into pits. And I am in seventh. Sienna Bob keeps eighth place. So he gets dropped down quite a bit, but I think
10
he's
position gain still, yeah.
still jumped a lot of positions. as we see Massimo is the race winner, absolutely dominant from him. Driver of the day, Air Jordan, and yeah, I mean, a terrific overtake from him we saw, and he's obviously done quite a few more like that to get himself up. Um, but for me, driver of the day has to be Massimo.
Yeah, clean race from him. 36 laps, no mistakes, and still being fast. That's quite impressive. You have to give it to him.
Yeah, he's been absolutely brilliant, and it's kind of what we saw in Spain, where he's almost like so much quicker than everyone around him, um, that it almost isn't even a challenge. So Massimo picks up the winner, or the 25 points. Gali in second, Stoggs in third, the Velociraptor in fourth, Air Jordan in fifth, and fastest lap. So he will pick up an extra point for that. Hamlin in sixth, Ian in seventh, Sienna Bob making up all those positions down in eighth, Fuki in ninth, and Andrew Orthodox finishing up the top 10 in 10th. We've got a couple of retirements from this race, and from watching it, I think we'll have a couple of incidents discussed in the stewards' rooms as well. Hopefully, it won't change anything too much around. Um, I don't think Massimo's gonna lose this win on a technicality, though. I can't imagine anything he could have
With
done
with
that would have.
20 seconds of a gap, I think he should be way fine. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've been Mark. I've been joined with Instinct. It's been a great race today, and hope we see you in the next one. Take care,
Thank
guys.
you guys for watching. Bye bye.